Viewers, the Markaz held in Delhi's Nizamuddin area has spread mayhem across the country. Apart from being a hotbed of infection, it has also turned into the nation's biggest super spreader, potentially pushing the disease into the community and thereby making a total mockery of India's fight against the coronavirus. Times now has spent the last 24 hours tracing how participants at the Markaz broke the law to crisscross India and infect several unsuspecting individuals. The details that I am going to read out now, viewers, will shock you. Will shock you because they tell you how a particular group of individuals acted with impunity, absolute impunity, and an abject disregard for the law, for the norms, and for any sense of community spirit. This is really what hurts. All of us make sacrifices on a daily basis, stay at home, ensure that our irresponsible actions don't cause others distress or undermine India's fight against corona. But these individuals acted with total disregard. Times Now has even accessed a tape which, on the face of it, and we can't vouch for its authenticity, but on the face of it, viewers, implicates the chief of the Markaz for actually doing everything to undermine the lockdown. First, here's a quick look at how those that attended the Markaz and were carriers of corona then passed it unto others, unsuspecting Indians in several states. Here is the map, viewers, and it tells you a story. It tells you a story that will make you upset, anxious. The Tabligh Jamaat met between the 8th and 10th of March, over 1,500 attendees, 25 nations. Now, viewers, in Delhi, 1,033 have been evacuated, 700 quarantined, and 24 infected because these individuals defied the basic order of registering yourselves with a quarantine station immediately after landing from an international destination. By then, all international arrivals were told to do this. At the second level, this is Generation 2, Zakir Nagar, Delhi. 50 Indonesians arrive at the mosque, 41 have gone missing. So from here, they went to Zakir Nagar, at least a group of them, and they've gone missing. Where they are, no one knows. Generation 2, Hyderabad, Telangana, Indonesian attendees arrive, 9 infected. So they brought it with them. That's the first graphic. Hyderabad, Telangana, Indonesians infect 1 person. Generation 2, Karimnagar, Telangana, 700 attendees return, 6 deaths so far. Erode in Tamil Nadu, Thai attendees arrive. 11th March, 18 have tested positive in Erode district, which has become another hotbed in this country. So these people started going from one location to the other. Madurai, Tamil Nadu, attendee returns home, tests positive, dies. How does that spark spread? Madurai, Tamil Nadu, 3 others are infected. Perundurai, Erode, 17 others are infected. Coimbatore, 4 others are infected. Salem, Tamil Nadu, 11 Indonesians arrive once again. 4 infected, 7 suspected. Salem, Tamil Nadu, Indonesians infect tour guide. I mean, it just goes on and on. This is become, and we are just going to project it, the complete map for you now. Because there are so many instances of this group of people just spreading out into the country when they should actually have been in quarantine. But because neither did they call off the Markaz and neither did they register with quarantine authorities and take the basic self-distancing precautions, they ended up carrying this particular strain of the virus. I mean, look at the entire spread of the country. Even Andaman's has not been spared. Even Andaman's, viewers, has not been spared. And what we are now being told is that one of those individuals, the Markaz organizer himself, in fact, is on record urging people to defy the lockdown orders. Let's play that tape out. This is purported tape. We are not authenticating the veracity of this, but it's been doing the rounds. It is being attributed to him thus far. The Maulana in question has not come out and said this is not his audio. So let's play it.
को अमल से रोकने और बखेरने का, ताकि इनके दिल में हमेशा के लिए ये बात बैठ जाए कि भाई बीमारी उड़कर लगती है, किसी से मुसाफा न करो, बीमारी लग जाएगी, किसी के पास सिलका मत जाओ, किसी के पास मत बैठो। अरे आज अगर इस बीमारी की वजह से मुसलमान का यकीदा बन जाता है, बीमारी खत्म हो जाएगी, मगर ये यकीदा खत्म नहीं होने का, ये गुजर जाएगी बीमारी। लेकिन तुम्हारे माशरे के आदाब, तुम्हारे साथ बैठना, एक प्लेट में खाना, इसका असर मुद्दतों क्या शायद कभी खत्म ना हो कि लोग ये समझे कि ऐसा ना हो जब भी मिलेंगे बीमारी वापस आ जाएगी। वो तो मुसलमानों की इन दरमियान तफरीक पैदा करने, इनके दरमियान की मोहब्बतें खत्म करने के लिए एक प्रोग्राम बनाया गया है। एक प्रोग्राम बनाया गया है, जी हाँ, ऐसा नहीं है, प्रोग्राम बनाया गया है कि मुसलमानों को मुसलमान से अलग करने और इन्हें गैरों की तरह अछूत बनाने के लिए ये बहाना अच्छा है।
Now I'm going to keep that statement on our screens, viewers, for you to read once again as we recap for you. That was purportedly Maulana Saad, who has been booked. He is one of the chief organizers of the Markaz. And what is he saying? That this whole bogey of coronavirus has been spun so that Muslims do not enjoy this particular event that they hold, that they are not allowed to sup together as a community so that they are divided. Now, despite all of this coming out, Markaz organizers are deflecting onus. They released a letter written to the area officials claiming that they were complying with orders, but the local bureaucracy didn't react in time. Listen to Maulana Musharraf, who is speaking. He's a spokesperson of this Nizamuddin Markaz. Listen to him now, viewers, as he deflects onus.
एविक्यूशन का तो एज सच हम अपनी तरफ से नहीं कर सकते ना। आज की डेट में जो 1500 लोग जा चुके हैं, उनके ऊपर भी सवाल ये उठाया जा रहा है वो कहाँ हैं, कहाँ गए, उनको टेरेस करो। तो हम जो भी कर सकते हैं गवर्नमेंट के आदेश से ही कर सकते हैं, जैसा वो हमें इंस्ट्रक्शंस देंगे वैसा ही कर सकते हैं। जहाँ पर टेस्ट होंगे वहीं से जो है केसेस मिलेंगे। यहाँ पर क्योंकि फोकस हो गया, यहाँ पर टेस्ट किए गए, इसलिए यहाँ से 24 लोग या जो भी है कंफर्मेशन तो है नहीं।
What a horribly evasive response from this individual. They're not even taking responsibility, viewers, saying that, oh, it all comes down to testing. But we did a fact check, viewers, on the Tablighi defense. And here is it. Foreign attendees assembled before the lockdown, says the Tabligh. The norm is self-isolation for all foreigners from March 12th. Now, viewers, what were these people doing assembling in Nizamuddin? Why didn't these foreign attendees go into self-isolation? That's the first Tablighi defense which is not adding up. The second, efforts to decongest stalled after lockdown. Well, Section 144 was imposed in Delhi on March 16. Wasn't the ban on mass gatherings violated? Why did you have to wait? Why did you have to wait till Narendra Modi called for a lockdown when Section 144 was already imposed in Delhi on March 16? You should have begun to disperse, but you didn't. So the second Tablighi defense crumbles. The third, Markaz never violated any provision of law. But in effect, all religious gatherings were banned post-19. So here is another defense that crumbles. The question is obvious. Why did the Markaz continue event despite the order? The fourth defense, they said, waited due permissions to evacuate all. Well, there were no travel restrictions before March 19th, and the moment the Section 144 was imposed, you should have left. What were you waiting for? Why only 1,500 were evacuated before lockdown, not at all? That's the question. Tablighi Defense 5 tried to act with compassion and reason, they say. WHO declared corona a pandemic on March 11. As early as March 11. Was inviting foreigners amidst crisis reasonable? No. You brought it in and then you continued to sit there while it spread through the community, and then you dispersed all across the country. You dispersed. And you have now created a situation where this fight could be seriously undermined. And I want to bring in Dr. Naresh Trehan first onto this debate to ask him whether this will be the super spread moment here in India. You have seen, sir, the pan-India dispersal. You have seen the number of cases. There have even been 11 deaths linked to this. I want to ask you, why is it so crucial for these people to have disbanded earlier or not even amassed in the first place?
So, Rahul, this is an unmitigated disaster. So we must understand that there are several layers of failure here. First of all, like you said, from the 11th of March, the pandemic has been declared.
Yeah.
All these people come in and they go undetected. How did that happen? Then they are congregating in not small numbers, huge numbers, and there is total failure of intelligence that this is going on right now, where there is huge fear around the world, and especially in India, about the fact that the corona is here. Now, basically, there is a systematic failure here at every level. At least at some point, the alarm bell should have gone up to say, at least let's contain them even after the Markaz got over. So this is a moment where the whole ball game changes.
Yeah.
And I would liken it to what happened in South Korea, what they name as Patient 31. Patient 31 attended church services twice. From there, it started spreading out, multiplying, and at the end of it, it's estimated that this person's infection actually traveled to more than 50,000 people, maybe 60,000 people. So you can imagine what one super spreader can do.
Yes.
Over here now. So as it came to light, and it was picked up in Mumbai, I'm told, that there was people died and then they tracked it back. Basically now we say is, please, all the people who attended, their first responsibility is to own up and come and get tested and report to the authorities no matter where they are.
But even now, some of these people are not traceable. They know that they are part of a massive news story, front pages of all newspapers. Times Now, of course, picked this up yesterday. We led with this all evening, viewers. You were here to watch. And today, these individuals should be submitting themselves, but they're not. So that's really serious. And there is more breaking news coming in on this show. I have to interrupt you, sir. Sorry. But in Tamil Nadu, the situation is escalating. 49 attendees have tested positive today. Now imagine how many people those 49 might have been exposed to. This becomes geometric, the progression. Over 60% of Tamil Nadu cases attended gathering. That's the chunk. Viewers, can you believe it? Of all the cases in Tamil Nadu, 60% come straight as a consequence of this Nizamuddin encounter. And along the way, while they were traveling, God alone knows how many other innocents have been infected. And this is really serious. And I need to ask some big questions tonight. And I'm going to begin asking a direct question from Mujib Rahman, spokesperson of the Tablighi Jamaat. And I want to ask you, sir, today, Mujib Rahman, do you think today, because of the actions of Maulana Saad, who came out and has said allegedly that this corona story is a figment and it has been constructed to divide Muslims, do you think for this particular remark he should be booked and put in jail?
I do not endorse his statement, and neither the Jamaat endorse these statements. I'm not aware about it.
It's easy for you to say it, sir. Should I play it out again for you? You can then hear it for yourself. You see, pleading ignorance and pretending things don't exist is not a good defense.
I didn't say that he
I would have expected an apology.
He may say it. I don't.
At every level, sir.
But I'm saying that
I'm asking you, at every level.
Yes.
You people have broken the norms.
It's a serious crisis, and everyone.
No, what do you mean crisis? This is a crisis brought on by you.
Yeah. No. It's not only about, there are more than 1,500 cases in India till now, and thousands of cases in the world. It's not by me or by the Muslims.
But sir,
or by
India
the
was quarantining. We were locking down to prevent this. Are you suggesting that people are singling out this particular gathering?
You can see thousands of people. You can see thousands of laborers gathered at the national highways, at the railway stations and the bus stations. You can see thousands of people. They are gathered
so
together.
It's okay.
They are laborers.
We will do our bit. No, we will do our bit. We will also do our irresponsible bit. Because they are doing it, we should do it. What about Maulana Saad's statement, sir? Come back to that statement. Let me ask you. I'll play it again for you. Play it again. Let's play it again. Let him listen to it. Absolutely disgusting.
रोकने और पखेरने का, ताकि इनके दिलों में हमेशा के लिए ये बात बैठ जाए कि भाई बीमारी उड़कर लगती है, किसी से मुसाफा न करो, बीमारी लग जाएगी, किसी के पास तिलका मत जाओ, किसी के पास बात मत बैठो। अरे आज अगर इस बीमारी की वजह से मुसलमान का अकीदा बन जाता है, बीमारी खत्म हो जाएगी, मगर ये अकीदा खत्म नहीं होने का, ये गुजर जाएगी बीमारी। लेकिन तुम्हारे माशरे के आदाब, तुम्हारे साथ बैठना, एक प्लेट में खाना, इसका असर मुद्दतों क्या शायद कभी खत्म ना हो कि लोग ये समझे कि ऐसा ना हो जब भी मिलेंगे बीमारी वापस आ जाएगी। वो तो मुसलमानों की दरमियान तफरीक पैदा करने, इनके दरमियान की मोहब्बतें खत्म करने के लिए एक प्रोग्राम बनाया गया है। जी हाँ, ऐसा नहीं है, प्रोग्राम बनाया गया है कि मुसलमानों को मुसलमान से अलग करने और इन्हें गैरों की तरह अछूत बनाने के लिए ये बहाना अच्छा है।
So I want to ask you, मुजीब रहमान साहब, क्या एक प्रोग्राम बनाया गया है मुसलमानों को मिलने से रोकने के लिए? आप मुझे ये बताइए पहले तो, ये आपको कुछ साजिश लग रही है?
I'm not endorsing his statements.
Okay.
I'm not endorsing his statement. It's not my view.
Let me then ask you.
It's not my view. It's not the view of the Jamaat. He didn't spoke on behalf of the Jamaat.
Let me ask you.
It's his view, and he will reply it.
Right. Let me ask you, sir.
Yeah.
Let me ask you some very pointed questions tonight.
Yes.
And you need to answer them honestly. Let me ask you, sir, and this is a question that I have for you. When did this Jamaat meet? Can you tell me this? When did it meet and for how many days?
Look, this Jamaat meets daily for more than 100 years.
Tell me, when did it meet? What were the dates?
Look.
What were the dates?
Listen.
You want to answer my question or you don't?
Listen to me. Every day there are more than 8,000. Every day there are more than 10,000, 8,000, 7,000 people there. But at this time, when Jamaat take its own initiative without any government guidelines,
I want to ask you, sir, when did this function take place? You answer me the question.
Restrict the entry.
Answer me the question. Answer me the question.
No function. There was no.
Oh.
No function was there.
Okay. So why were Indonesians coming?
Every day such.
Why were people from Thailand coming? They come every day. They fly in every day. They come every day.
Every day.
So what were 3,000 people doing together?
Parachuted.
They do it every day.
Yeah,
3,000 people connect there every day. Look at these people. For God's sake, sir. Then what were you writing letters to the police about? Are you lying? Have some shame.
Into 24 into 7.
Why were you writing them to the police?
24 into 7.
Why were you writing to the police? Why?
Because when it was a lockdown, then we write to the police.
You don't know.
So that people
Sir, I'm asking you. You didn't know there was a pandemic raging in the world.
Yeah.
I'm asking you. You didn't know there was a pandemic raging in the world.
Did
you know? Yes, no.
That's why people were not invited.
Did you know? Yes or no?
Put a restriction. Jamaat put the restrictions.
What restrictions did you put, sir?
That's why. Yes, we know.
What restrictions did you put? I'll tell you. Zero restrictions. Foreign attendees assembled before the lockdown. Listen to this. This is your defense, not mine. Self-isolation for all foreigners from March 12. Why weren't these? No, why weren't these foreigners, sir, isolated?
No.
What restrictions? Why were they allowed to travel?
First of all,
how did they land up in Tamil Nadu? How did they land up in Hyderabad? How did they land up in other parts of this country?
Who put the foreigners there? Government of India did the visa. They came through the airports. Why they came through the airports? Who gave them the visa? This is the responsibility of the administration.
You are, sir, today collaborating in the greatest undermining of the greatest project to stop our country from becoming a wasteland. And you are complicit in this. And you should be ashamed of yourself, sir. And you should be owning up tonight. Instead, you are giving me these fatuous excuses.
112 people.
Listen to your violations.
Nearly 1,200 people are
violated,
there,
sir, self-isolation norms for foreigners from March 11. Section 144 imposed in Delhi on March 16, you violated that. All religious gatherings banned post-March 19, you violated that. You violated. You are violators.
Actually, you do not know. You do not know the functioning of the Jamaat.
I don't need to know, sir. I've seen it.
That's why you are saying.
I have seen it, sir.
They have been strangled there.
Anyhow.
They didn't gather.
You will not answer my questions. You are not interested in even atoning for this. You have no sympathy, no empathy for your fellow Indians. You are a disgrace. I'm sorry to say this. You are a disgrace, sir. You are a disgrace.
We can disperse these people. We didn't disperse these people, but write the letter to the SDM and ask them the permission that
you were not supposed to gather.
Sitting here.
You were not supposed to gather. You know this.
No.
Let me bring in the Aam Aadmi Party here. Let me ask the Aam Aadmi Party. Let me bring in the BJP. Let me ask them. Let me ask them. One second. Raghav Chadda, one of your crucial colleagues, MLAs, have blamed the Markaz. They have said, Atishi Marlena has come out and said that they must own up responsibility. Why does the Aam Aadmi Party today think that these people need to primarily own up responsibility, sir?
Well, first of all, Rahul, this is a textbook example of criminal negligence and abject disregard for the orders of the government, the notifications issued by the government of NCT of Delhi. And these people have acted with complete impunity and violated all norms set by the union government as well as the social distancing protocols and the quarantine protocols put in place by the government of Delhi. Now, let me, in a span of 30 seconds, point out the violations that the Markaz and the organizers of this event have indulged in. Number one, on the 12th of March, the government of Delhi had issued a notification whereby anybody who is traveling from a COVID-19 affected country and lands at the Indira Gandhi International Airport
need to undergo screening and subsequently quarantining if there are any symptoms, and in the absence of any symptoms, that person will go into self-isolation. That is, nobody can just leave the airport, roam freely and attend events. So the administration at the airport, whether it's the Civil Aviation Ministry, the Airport Authority, Delhi Police, whatever it may be, they have, it is a failure of that system. Number two, on the 13th of March, the government of Delhi issued a notification saying that congregation, assembly of more than 200 people will not be allowed. Subsequent to that, another notification was issued that not more than 50 people will assemble. And as a result of that, Rahul, even the IPL match got cancelled.
There you go.
Shopping malls were shut. Yet these people went ahead and carried out this event.
Okay.
Number three, in Delhi, let me say this, that it also points out, as far as this particular event is concerned, an abject failure on the part of the law enforcement agency of Delhi, that is the Delhi police. Simply because the law enforcement and the enforcement of orders of the civil administration is with the Delhi police, which they were unable to implement. And number two, and most importantly, Rahul, which you also showed on your channel, which is that this Markaz is next to, and I repeat, next to, adjacent to the Nizamuddin police station. That means they share a wall. So how is it possible that the officials of the Nizamuddin police station, who are neighbors of this Markaz, were not aware that a congregation of more than 4,000 people is happening?
At different
this
levels,
is a complete failure.
At different levels, failures. Mr. Bhatia, why do you believe that the fight against Corona is being undermined? Some people will say, like the AAP is saying, well, the police should have acted, should have got them out of there. This is the same thing that happened in Shaheen Bagh also. They continued to stay there even after the Delhi government imposed the 50 people assembly cap. They stayed on and stayed on. Eventually, finally, it took police action to get rid of them after the Prime Minister announced the lockdown. Sir.
Rahul, on one side is the government and 130 crore citizens of the country who are doing their bit to ensure that we defeat the coronavirus, we eradicate it from the country. And on your show, we can see on the other side is people like the organizer and Tablighi Jamaat and the spokesperson of it. And also, I'm very saddened to see the spokesperson of Aam Aadmi Party speaking with a forked tongue. And why do I say that? I will divide my submissions in two parts. First, let me deal with the Aam Aadmi Party. My friend Rahul should read the Constitution. And today, Arvind Kejriwal was at a press conference when they were aware that they have passed an order and Section 144 has been invoked. Why did they not ensure that these people don't assemble? The Transport Department, where permits have been issued by the state government, have been issued by the Delhi government. The medical workers and the doctors, the health department comes under the Delhi government. What were they doing? They did nothing, and it was a gathering of thousands of people. Third, Arvind Kejriwal, why did you not give a complaint 10 days before this, congregation had assembled? You slept, and today you admitted that the complaint was given just yesterday. Now, I would say one thing, that the central government has already suspended the 2 IAS officers who were working under the Aam Aadmi Party government. And second, as you say, this Maulana also has been booked. These people cannot violate the law. The spokesperson, Rahul, I heard him, he said, you don't know anything about Jamaat. We don't wish to know anything about the Jamaat. But you should know that constitution, rule of law and legality has to prevail in our country. And this is the fight where irresponsible people like the ones we have on your channel and panel also will spoil our fight against the coronavirus. And that is why I say with great pain, I'm seeing that it is being your discussion.
Viewers, I don't want to bog this debate down in this political blame game. But remember, we as citizens have a duty. Shadat Poonawala, we as citizens have a duty also. Yes, we have police, but will the police be standing at every chowki? Will our doctors be patrolling the streets to see if people are quarantining themselves? Yes, there have been some administrative failures on both sides, on all sides. But what about us as citizens? If we start walking in the middle of the night, if we start doing what the Tablighi Jamaat has been doing, then God help this country. Shadat Poonawala, God help this country and innocent Indians.
Rahul, first and foremost, it is the responsibility of every citizen of this country to have involved himself in this war against Corona. And therefore, I would say that the Tablighi Jamaat is the biggest violator by placing faith above public interest, by placing faith above the country. And this is a mindset that has been operating, whether it's Shaheen Bagh or whether it is Nizamuddin. The mindset is that I will put my interest above the nation's interest. Secondly, those who back this, they are suffering not from corona but from appeasement virus. The ability to allow it to carry on. What was the SGM doing? I want to ask Mr. Raghav Chadha, will he take a stand today and say that the Tabligh Jamaat should be banned? Will his government come out and say that yes, we want a ban on this Tabligh Jamaat, which has anyways had a controversial past of having links with terrorist groups? I want to ask Mr. Raghav Chadha, why wasn't the action taken on day one when the order of 13th March was violated?
Let him respond.
Why did till 25th March nothing was done?
Let him
what
respond.
was the SDM doing? And finally, Rahul, this is bio-Atankwad. This is bio-jihad.
Okay, let's not call this bio-jihad and all that. I understand.
Doctors.
May I respond? You'll have to put this data down.
Okay, 1 second. Yes, Raghav Chadha, will you take a position and call for the ban on Tablighi Jamaat after this highly irresponsible act that you yourself have quoted as saying, let's ban it?
Yes. So, Rahul, first of all, I feel it is beneath me to indulge in a verbal back and forth with people who are ignorant of the law or who have political motivations, and therefore...
Let's ask the basic question. You are a politician, sir. You also have motivations, but I'm asking a very simple question. Let us go for a ban on Tablighi Jamaat.
Tweet about Yogi
Ban this.
Number one, I'm coming to that. I'll come to that. So
ban it.
All, it is beneath me. I don't even wish to validate the response of the other person with my response. As far as this Jamaat is concerned,
you tweeted a fake tweet against Mr. Adityanath. There was an FIR on you. You deleted it. Stop the moral.
Okay, let's not speak over each other. Let him finish.
May I just, you see, please, I believe in a civil debate. I do not interrupt when others are speaking. So I hope the same courtesy will be extended to me, Rahul. First of all, yes, and I've been saying this since morning, that when, and because they are a sect of the Islam religion, and I'm saying this in no uncertain terms, that when you have the Makkah, Medina, the Kaaba shut down on the 4th of March because there is an outbreak of a disease.
Take a position.
An outbreak which is not pan-India.
Ban this.
Across the
ban
world.
This irresponsible grouping.
So therefore...
Ban Tabligh Jamaat now.
Look, so therefore, let me say this in no uncertain terms, that as per the Indian Penal Code and the CRPC, these people should be booked for criminal negligence of the highest order.
Not just booked, but for failing to take moral responsibility, ban the Jamaat. And I want to bring you in here, MC Abbas, ban the Jamaat. Why don't you today demand a ban on the Jamaat? MC Abbas, ban it.
Ban it.
Ban this Jamaat.
Rahul.
Looking for a
yes,
new law.
so this is
1 minute. MC Abbas comes in.
Rahul,
MC Abbas comes in. 1 second, sir.
Raghav,
1 second, please. Mr. Chadha, 1 second. MC Abbas, ban the Jamaat, take a position. Come on, take it. In national interest, take the position.
Well, Rahul, my position is very clear and straight. If you're going to have a trial by media and you're going to act as the Chief Justice of India or
I have done... No, 1 second. I have not even opened the phone lines. I would want to take this issue to the public court.
Let me complete
the court of public opinion. Don't sit here and say that we are setting up some kangaroo trial. But for any violation of this nature, do you know, sir, the Epidemics Act has been invoked? Do you know this?
Sir, let me
do you know this? It's not been done in a century. Do you know this? These are unusual times. People's lives are at stake, and you're sitting here and giving me this long-winded spiel about trial by media? How dare you? How dare you? You can't take a position. Because you suffer, sir, from the selectivism of a certain number of individuals in this country who think today that being liberal means means undermining the national interest. It doesn't mean that. Liberals also swear by the Constitution, sir. You don't think you're covering yourself with some great liberal flag tonight.
Sir,
you are letting down this country. You are letting down your fellow citizens by not taking a position. Ban this Jamaat. We should actually have a situation where political parties unite and the government moves to banning this Jamaat. I want to bring in Mr. Bhatia. 1 second, Maulana Saab. I don't want to hear your twisted. I don't want to hear your twisted opinion. If you can come out and say ban the Jamaat and take responsibility, I'm there for you. Can you say it, Maulana Saab? Tell me.
Will you allow me to speak?
Yes, tell me. Maulana Sayyid ul Qadri, where do you stand on the question ban the Jamaat? Tell me.
First of all, I would like to clarify here, because there is a huge confusion in this country. Dargah Hazrat
Listen, don't give me this. Don't give me this. No one is confusing the issue. We are talking about the Tablighi Jamaat. Don't get into this long-winded historical background. I'm not interested. I am not interested. There are people dead there. 10, 11 people are dead. Do you know this? And hundreds of others are exposed. Will you take responsibility?
His workers operate entire whole year.
Shut it down.
The gatherings are
shut it down.
What this intelligence?
Who are these people?
Doing? What this police?
Shut it down.
Doing?
Take a position. You can't take a position. Don't sit here.
Why they allowed this?
You don't take a position. Don't sit here. I want to ask you, sir, should this be banned?
Gatherings are continuing. It's not only one event.
I am asking you a question, sir. These people knowingly violated several norms, several legal provisions, and several expectations of their fellow Indians. Knowingly. And there is a man who issued a statement saying this is a big... this is a big program बनाया जा रहा है, कोरोना वायरस का प्रोग्राम. वहां लोग मर रहे हैं और आपको प्रोग्राम दिख रहे हैं.
गलती की
शर्म कीजिए.
तबलीगी जमात के लोगों ने गलती किया, लेकिन उससे बड़ी गलती हुकूमत है.
जरूर सर, यहाँ पर पूरा आपका चले कैंगरू डेमोक्रेसी चले. यहाँ पर कोई भी कुछ भी कर ले, ऊपर से फिर आप हुकूमत को जाके गाली दें. शाबाश. आप सिटीजन नहीं है क्या देश के? टैक्स पेइंग नहीं करते क्या? आपके पास कोई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है दूसरे लोगों के लिए. हुकूमत को ही जलाते रहो.
ज्यादा हुकूमत की जिम्मेदारी.
हुकूमत आपकी क्या हुकूमत है सर? आप मुझे बताइए, मौलाना बनते फिरते हैं, आपकी कोई सुनता भी है? हुकूमत की बात कर रहे हैं.
तेलंगाना में किस
शेम ऑन यू, शेम ऑन यू सर, शेम ऑन यू टुडे. हुकूमत चला रहे हैं जनाब, हुकूमत. You know sir, if I were to open the call-in lines, the people of India will tell you what they think. But I'm not doing it.
India will tell what the government has done. They have
Anyhow,
to take
I am going to go across now and speak to the governor of Kerala. Arif Muhammad Khan joins this broadcast. And we also have Mr. Gaurav Bhatia. Before I bring in Arif Muhammad Khan, I want to come out to you, Mr. Bhatia. Should we take a principled position and move for the banning of the Tablighi Jamaat, sir? Simple. Straightforward.
Absolutely, Rahul. And there can't be any two views about it. The governments, respective, the central and the state government will look into it. But very important, and I think there cannot be any dispute regarding it. The nation is above any religion. The law of the land has to prevail. And when the central government and the state governments have passed orders, how is it that certain political parties or organizations, religious organizations, indulge in such irresponsible acts? And they voted voiceism. Why do we say that this is appeasement of politics?
Okay,
because
sir, at this moment, let's not spread ourselves thin. I understand. There has been failure. Both levels, administrations can keep blaming each other. I am more worried right now about the security and the safety and the health of my fellow Indians. We have been battling this horrible scourge. We decided to follow a plan of action. The Prime Minister told you why. And these people have behaved irresponsibility. And when the migrants went out there, we asked questions of the migrants also. So this is about an abject disregard for the law. I think all political parties today are united on this, and I think we should take it to the next logical conclusion. In the meantime, I want to now go straight across to Arif Muhammad Khan Saab, Governor of Kerala, who joins the broadcast. Sir, I want to ask you, you are the governor of the state where the party to which the chief minister belongs says that the NDA has handled the crisis badly. What is your view on this, sir?
Why you ask my view on that? They are not only not only running the government of the state, they are also a political party. And political parties sometimes, it is not necessary that whatever they speak is something written on the stone. They have their political views. Why I should comment on that? But I would like to say that the Kerala government has been very faithfully following all the instructions and all the guidelines of the central government. And they have really played a proactive role in containing the threat of coronavirus. In fact, if you look at the numbers, although the number of the patients in Kerala is the highest in the country, but 80% till yesterday, 80% of them were those who had come either from the Gulf or from some countries in Europe. 80% last almost a month. And the local people who have been affected by the infection, they were only 20%. It means that government has been very careful, government has been proactive, and they really did a wonderful job in whatever precautionary steps were to be taken, like quarantine, social distancing, etc., etc. Secondly, one thing I would also, because you have mentioned about this thing, I would like to mention that in Kerala we have an organization called Kutumshri, which is supported by the government of Kerala. This is an organization which has a membership of 43 lakh women, and they have almost 4 lakh self-help groups. They are doing wonderful work. In fact, they have left behind even the Red Cross. All over the within, after Honorable Prime Minister announced the lockdown, within 24 hours, they started more than 483 community kitchens, and next 24 hours they started another 1,000 community kitchens. And the people who have nowhere to go, people who are daily wagers, and Kerala has large number of the labor from Uttar Pradesh, from Bihar, from West Bengal, and some other states. They are being taken
I am not doubting the intent, sir, of the Kerala government or any other state government of this country. We are facing an unprecedented crisis. But since you talked about these foreign Gulf returnees, I want to ask you this, sir, because we are speaking in troubled times. Today we have news that a gathering in the name of faith may have jeopardized India's fight against corona, that these people who left the gathering here in Nizamuddin, in the union capital, travel all the way also down to, by the way, the state of Kerala, Kasaragod. 14 have been infected. In Pathanamthitta, Kerala, the attendees also arrived. There's one death there. 17 attendees have tested positive. We don't even still know how much exposure has happened to the local population. So I want to ask you, sir, do you think this gathering in the name of faith may have jeopardized India's fight against corona? How do you view the actions of the organizers of the Markaz?
Sir, I feel very strongly that media takes notice of things only when they explode. And this is not only confined to media, even otherwise. Even sometimes our law enforcement agencies, they take notice of it after it explodes. I was horrified. Somebody sent me a video clip, and I was horrified when I listened to that clip. The chief of Tablighi Jamaat.
Yes, sir.
Then before I come to that, then I went to YouTube and I checked there. And I found that there are a number of videos which have been posted on YouTube. Speeches made by the chief of the Tablighi Jamaat, where he is exhorting, not advising. He is exhorting people to ignore all the advisories. And he is telling them, he is in fact saying that all these false theories, that if you come to the mosque, then if you want to fight this coronavirus, then you stop coming to the mosque. He said these are all false theories, these are conspiracies, and the conspiracies are meant to lock down the mosques and to make mosques inaccessible to the Muslims. And he told them that these are false theories, and I tell you to stay in the mosque. If you want to fight this thing, then stay in the mosques. And in fact, he goes to the extent that they are saying that if you will gather here, then it can be cause of your death. And I tell you that if you see, even if you see a person dying in the mosque, then know that this is the best place to die. And if you hear it carefully, then you can notice the sounds of coughing in the background.
That's true.
And he continuously, from 18th March, he's making these speeches there. These speeches are being posted on YouTube, and each video has been viewed by more than 80,000 people. So God. If I feel, I was horrified. I spoke to so many people last 2-3 days after seeing this video. I said, what these people are doing? Are they inciting people to flout the lockdown? Are they inciting people to ignore all the advisories? And they are not realizing the kind of threat which this pandemic is posing. To me, more than what has happened at Markaz yesterday and today,
yes, sir,
much more grievous is these speeches which are on the YouTube, which you can hear.
Sir, what can, I am so glad tonight, sir. The Kerala governor speaking to Times Now, sending out a message, Arif Mohammed Khan Saab sending out a message to the people who organized this Markaz. Some of them were here on this show just a short while back, refusing to take responsibility. Here is Arif Mohammed Khan sending a clear message. Take responsibility, take onus. You are being caught out. You have been caught out. You owe an apology, if not more, to this country. And I don't understand why you should not be banned as an organization. You have no right to be representing anyone in this country. It's an absolute shocker. Absolute shocker. Anyone will tell you that the gains that we were hoping to make, and yesterday Times Now put out that fact check where we showed you how the infection rate was slowing, might have been completely jeopardized by this.